Good day. My name for broadcast purposes is Grandpa 1940. And today I would like to talk with you about good intentions. I think the phrase went, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And the latest in a long line of proposals from this and other governments is the assisted suicide bill. Now, obviously I am an old man by the colour of my hair and my beard, nothing else. But I hope I still retain an inquiring mind, and perhaps you should maybe listen to what I have to say, because I am not alone in my worries about this particular legal document. I remember when abortion was first proposed in Britain. It was down to a private member's bill by David Steele, the MP who then went on to become his Liberal Party's leader. But that's beside the point. He proposed that this abortion be regularised to prevent, as he saw it, and as many saw it, the prevalence of backyard abortion jobs, where women who, for one reason or another, could not or would not have a baby, they presented themselves to these backyard butchers, and some of them survived and many didn't. So Mr. Steele's idea was to make it legal and hedge it about with so many precautionary measures that it would take a division of the guards, the household guards, to actually march through it. The abortion bill went through Parliament, and it started off as it was hoped to be, which was that abortion was difficult to achieve. A legal abortion was difficult to achieve, and the do-gooders in this world started to remove some of the protective devices. I think one of the requirements was that two independent doctors were required, whose signature was required, were supposed to interview the proposed young woman and satisfy themselves that her reasons for wishing to procure an abortion were solid and legal. There were other requirements, many of which I completely forget, but they were designed to make it difficult to actually procure an abortion except on thoroughly legal grounds. Now the Abortion Act itself was about 40 years ago. Look at abortion today, which is literally abortion on demand, with the kicker being the mental health of the mother. And they by those means, they condemn a baby to die. I don't call it a fetus, I call it a baby, because from the moment of conception, that tiny morsel was a human being. These days, I struggle with the ideals and ideas of a soul. But within 6 weeks of conception, that tiny morsel is already forming into a human being. That baby grows inside its mother, taking sustenance and nourishment through the baby, through the umbilical cord, and the child progresses. Its head, its fingers, its feet, its arms, its legs, its whole body grows. And then, through the miracle of birth, you have a baby. I myself, with my late beloved wife, she had 3 children, and I was astounded and delighted with all 3 of my children. It's fair enough. It was my wife Jacqueline, who obviously she was at home, I was out working, but she nurtured them, she encouraged them, she taught them to read and write, she taught them how to swim. I can't swim, I can't swim a stroke, but my kids can. And it is the very idea of even considering an abortion is foreign to so many people. But unfortunately, many more have decided through one factor or another that they will murder their child, because that's what it is. They are killing an unborn baby, and that is, in my view, akin to murder. Murder at second hand, because they don't perform the abortions. They get the medical team to do this, but the team crushes the skull so it passes more easily down the birth canal. They separate the fragments and they are clinically destroyed later on. And bingo, yet another statistic. But I just wonder, I believe there were over 150,000 abortions carried out this last calendar year. I wonder how many Mozarts, Einsteins, it's the names of the geniuses should roll off my tongue. But we aren't all geniuses, but some are, or some might have been. So let me pass on from this, the willful murder of thousands of innocent babies to the latest scheme, which is the suicide bill. This MP Ledbetter, when she produced this bill, did hedge it about with legal guarantees, where it would be the patient, the would-be patient would be examined by a psychiatrist as well as doctors. There would have been checks to make sure that the would-be suicide was not being pressured to end their lives by others, relatives, or those with an interest in the estate. But now that the second reading was passed, suddenly all these legal restrictions start to disappear. And within a very, very short period of time, if MPs do not pick up on the stripping out of virtually all the legal impediments to suicide on demand, we will be faced in Britain, at least in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, with a law which virtually gives carte blanche to anyone who has a relative who is frail, a relative who is suffering from maybe dementia, who has a relative who is unwary of that which is almost promised for them. We should look again at this assisted suicide bill, and we should throw it back into the dust and the crap from which it arose. It is not a good bill. It is a deadly bill, and it is one which we should not allow to remain or become on the statute books of this once fine and wonderful country. I thank you for your time.